So today we're talking about how to succeed in crypto for women, and I'm talking with tech with Catalina. And first of all, Catalina, thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I saw you were on Ivan on Tech. I saw a couple of videos, and then I suddenly saw I may be new, but I'm here to stay. And I'm like, wow, that's it. That's branding, that's sales. And I had to get in contact with you because I really believe your channel is going to blow up. I really believe you're going to become something within the crypto space. And I want to talk to you now as it's early on and how we can help other people do the same, especially women, because they have a different sort of, how can I put this, representation, or people take it the wrong way or the same way. I don't know. This is something we need to talk about.
Sure.
So
we can talk about it.
Awesome. So tell me, how did you get on Ivan on Tech? How did that happen with being so new in the space?
It was between October, November last year that I made the decision that I wanted to go all in into blockchain, develop skills and knowledge for the following decades. I saw the enough long-term potential, not only with the entrepreneurial side of it, but with the human side of it, humanitarian side of it as well. And for me, that is the best combination. I am from South America, I'm from Argentina. We have one of the highest hyperinflations in the world. So everything was clicking for me. And that is the best combination, and the combination that I was always trying to find in my life. I was constantly looking to do something like that. I saw Ivan on YouTube. I saw the way he was communicating, educating, and putting work every single day. And I thought I have to contact him. I really like what he's doing. And that's what I did. I contacted him in Facebook and his team. We had a couple of video chats, and the energy was just like clicking, you know, when you just resonate with people from values, perspective, and long-term vision. So after that, they invited me to go to Stockholm in Sweden. They organized a conference there. It was my first time there, and we have always been talking to work together. So we were trying to figure out how to do something. And we said, let's do a video. Let's bring more value to people. That was very nice from him because I was just getting started with my YouTube channel. And yeah, that's how it worked.
That is amazing. And yeah, I was actually following Ivan from sort of the beginning, and I saw the way he grew over time, all the way till Grant Cardone, and then he Grant Cardoned it, and I'm like, oh my, 10x'd it, and I'm like,
absolutely.
Wow, see, that's gonna be big, and I really like that. And I was also very impressed you got on there. When I started my YouTube channel, I got with Nick Nimmin and people like that as well, and I was kind of like a go-getter attitude like you did too, and that's what actually drove me to ask you to get onto this video.
Thank you.
Now you're doing two YouTube channels, one in Spanish and one in English. That is very brutal. I mean, I have, a tough time keeping one. How do you manage that?
Great question. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't have an answer. Actually, I am going to start outsourcing as well. It's very difficult because of the time, and the message is not the same one to the Spanish audience and to the English audience. It is not the same message, and we have to sell ourselves, right? For example, my goal is to educate people about the fundamentals about an open blockchain, right? Mm-hmm. But I have to catch people's attention first. Then I have to sell myself, tell them who I am, being honest, transparent, and then educate them and invite and motivate them to study. And the message is not the same, the title and everything. It's going to be a struggle. I am not going to give up. I have more followings in Spanish, of course, my mother language. I have more ideas that I can execute more rapidly, but I'm not going to give up. I have many things coming up in both channels, and I think I'm here to stay. So I said I have just to organize myself and keep one step and one day at a time. I'm going to continue. How? I don't know. But yes, I do have two channels.
That is awesome. So you just do it and you find out how on as you're doing. Now, you did mention you're new. And I saw that, and you're doing a learn as you teach attitude, which is very cool. I actually describe that in my
Correct.
books as well. How did you get to that? How did you decide? Because it's pretty big thing to get in front of a camera and do a video out of nowhere.
Yes, so I believe the truth always wins. I'm a huge fan of Gary Vaynerchuk. You know, I'm preaching his work. I love him. If there is one entrepreneur that I would really like to meet in the future, is Jeff Bezos and Gary Vaynerchuk. Of course, I'm not a technical person. I don't have a technical background. Still, I believe that everybody has the potential to develop the skills and the knowledge and to become a communicator and an educator. Doesn't matter, I'm here to stay. From here to 20 years, in 15 years, who said that I'm going to start an engineer career? I don't have to go to university to do that right now. I can find the mentors, I can read the books. And I actually, what I'm trying to do with my position is to say to people, hey, I'm just like you. If I could do this, you can learn it too. And that is my message, because I'm not a programmer as Ivan is, which helped him a lot. I told him, Ivan, super smart from you. You put programmer explains, and he knows that, and he has the knowledge. He is a very smart guy, and he already had the knowledge by the time everything exploded, and he put the work. So in my case, everything that I learn, I teach it. And I'm as I continue networking and going to conferences, I trying to, for example, the other day I did a video about transactions, an advanced technical video about transactions in Bitcoins with Jimmy Song. Jimmy Song is one of the most recognized tech people in the blockchain space, also bringing value to the community. That's what I'm trying to do. And I think that should resonate with people, because the majority of society is not technical. So, yeah.
That is awesome. So what did you do before this? How leading up to what you're doing now? Hey, Paul here. Let me jump in real quick. If you're getting value so far from watching this video, then please consider subscribing down below and hitting that bell notification button. It will help me, and you get to watch more videos like this one. Thank you, and let's jump back into the video.
I am 27 years old right now. I travel before getting to university. I had the formal education journey in Argentina and in Germany. I lived in Germany for 3 years. I did a little bit. I was constantly looking to find something with enough long-term potential that I could become really good at, that could also allow me to help a lot of people. And I know it sounds coursey, but technology and Bitcoin, financial inclusion, and in so many ways that we can impact so many people. I'm not gonna lie, now that I'm teaching hash functions and digital signatures and Merkle trees, it's not that I fell in love with the studying it. I just have the vision, and I just did it. So before that, I was constantly trying to find something to do. I did a little bit of e-commerce, affiliate marketing, selling info products, trying to figure out to do money online, because I knew the potential of the digital era. And there is one quote that I always say to my audience, especially in Spanish: the opportunities of the digital era belongs to those whose minds can see and understand what their eyes can't. And the same happens with an open blockchain technology, for example, and decentralization. Not everybody can understand this. Not everybody has the chispa, I call it the chispa, to constantly look for something else. And that's what I was trying to do. Then I went back to Argentina, and now I'm based here. And since last year, November, December last year, I just started to study and going to conferences. And in April, I'll launch both YouTube channels slowly, not in a rush. The bear market didn't help. It was not like the explosion of last year, right? But it's good, because I said to myself, patience. Again, Gary Vaynerchuk, patience. I'm here to stay. So I was like, figure out what to do, keep on learning, keep on putting content. Someday, somehow it should explode again, and people should speculate and come again. We're getting ready for that.
Nice. Talking about patience, I have to say something. I believe impatience is a virtue, not patience. You need to know when to be impatient, when to be patient. For example, if you did not
Okay.
start in blockchain, if you weren't impatient to start, you could have never started. So a lot of people wait for the right time, but there's not a right time. But you have to be patient, maybe, to get the rewards.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as Gary also says, macro patience, micro speed. I
Mm,
like it that way.
I like that.
Micro speed, execute on a daily, every day. Execute, try different things. You can fail on the way, but on a macro level, patience.
Excellent.
I, I agree with you.
By the way, do I look out of focus to you?
No. Well, maybe you were a little bit
Yeah, it's
better a couple minutes
I
ago.
don't think anyone's looking at me right now anyway.
No, you're good. You're
There you
good.
go,
Looking
it's focused now.
good.
Okay, so tell me, what it was like in the early days? What it was like when you first started this journey?
Early days, you mean with the YouTube channel, or last year when I decided to go all in?
When you decided to go all in?
Um, actually it was last year in Bogota in La BitConf conference in Latin America that I saw so many people, young people, and it was the time that everything exploded also.
Mm-hmm.
I was super excited, and I came home and I said, I spent 3 months learning and studying books, reading, and keep on networking with people on the internet. I just had patience. I just said, I stayed at home. I'm going to do this all in. And then I started to slowly travel again. And it's been, I would say, a year of a lot of progress, but also from a attention point of view, it's been for everybody compared to last year, very low. So I think the fact that it was a bear market, it was a reconfirmation for me to think that I really want to stay here. I don't care how many views I have, and also having the skill to put your content out there with the right titles and the right thumbnails. Is also a skill that you develop on the way, on the journey. Because at the beginning I was putting a video about how mining works or what a hash is, and nobody was watching that. I was like, why? And nobody cares. Nobody is interested in learning the fundamentals right now. Not a lot of people. I think with the time that is going to come and the more content I can prepare in advance, the better. But yeah, it was a year of a lot of progress, personally and professionally, but with a lot of patience as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm actually an advisor for a couple of companies on YouTube, and it takes time for your channel to get authority. But you know, I'm actually friends with Nick Nimmin, Owen Video, Brian G. Johnson, and we talk a lot. We actually work together.
Okay.
So you're on a good track. I don't know what you're doing in Spanish, but I can't read Spanish. But it takes time, and it takes time to, you know, for the algorithm to start putting out your videos, getting their search terms, what people are looking for, and so forth. And remember, it's not how many views you have; it's who views it. It's more important to at least business people like us.
True.
So what's the grind like now? Now that you've already in it?
What do you mean, like the hustle, everyday hustle?
Yeah, you can say that.
For me, it is always, I have so many ideas that I want to execute. And you were talking about outsourcing before starting this video. I'm not in a position that I can outsource many different things right now. So for me, to be honest, I'm creating a lot of content right now in advance for when the time comes again, that new people come to the space. I will have a lot of content ready. In the meanwhile, I'm struggling with the Spanish and English communication and message because I have a lot of things that I want to teach, the fundamentals, but I just have to catch people's attention. And people they are interested in price analysis and price speculation and the news, mostly, right?
Yeah.
And back to your question that you asked me, I teach what I learn. Yes, because I think there are a lot of YouTubers out there that we don't know who they are. You don't know how much education they have. I'm just being transparent and say, this is what I've been learning. This is, and from whom and who I am listening to. Yeah, so the hustle every day, trying to figure out how to manage all the things that I want to do. And in the meantime, creating content for the following years.
That is awesome. And yeah, a lot of people don't understand, touching on that base, that it's not just about price and news. You can make money in crypto without buying crypto even. You can be doing vlogs around it. You can be doing merchandise around it. There's so much to do to grow in cryptocurrency and in blockchain. You can be a
absolutely. And it depends on, you have to ask yourself questions. What are my goals? Short term, middle term, and long term. In the long term, you have to study. I tell this to my audience: study the fundamentals. Who is going to tell you in the next bull market if a project is a good one or not? No one. You have to develop the skills yourself. If you're here to stay, if you're investing your time in listening to me or to search what is going on in the market, you have to educate yourself and develop the skills of this is technology, and not everybody consciously realizes that. And for example, you say you can make money in many different ways. Right now, in the short term, yes, but I say in the meanwhile, study the fundamentals and develop the skills that are going to be highly demanded in the future. I don't know your profession, I don't know your background, I don't know where you are, and that is something amazing that I'm trying. If someday in the future, near future, someone in Latin America comes to me and says, I am here because of you, because I saw your video about Bitcoin and how it works, and you motivated me to learn the fundamentals, and now I'm a lawyer, but I'm working in the space. Thank you. Thank you. And oh my God, legacy, right? Or trying to help people. Another scenario, we have a lot of poor people in Latin America, financial inclusion. They may not have something to eat, but they do have cell phones. And here is people's attentions, right? So they can find one of my videos, and I have to find a way to communicate with them and send messages directly to them, to these people. I'm sure they are on YouTube. I'm sure they are. And I want to try to tell them, hey, there is a way out. There is something you can do. There is organizations, so many things that we can create to get these people financially included in society. For example, and if the person comes to me in 10 years and says, Catalina, because of your first video, I am here. I can die. I'm done. That is something that I always keep in mind. So for your question is, many different ways to make money. Yes, in the short term, figure it out. But in the long term, oh my God, if you develop the right skills, you win. Yeah.
It's a good feeling, by the way, when people come and say, because of your videos, I made so much money, invested in this, or I did this, or I got up and did something, and whatever.
I am sure you know how it feels like.
What's it like for women in crypto? Do you have any difficulties or any differences, or what's your biggest challenge in this?
I haven't been in the space that for like 5 years as many other girls. When we talk about women in crypto and in technology in general, it's a very delicate topic, and we have to analyze this from a macro perspective going to the micro, and from different realities in different parts of the world. And I don't agree with many women like complaining about why there are not many women in certain areas or in certain conferences. Maybe because nowadays they are trying to include it because of the perspective that people perceive from an outside opinion. But the truth is that I agree with this, with what men say. Women are not as interested in technology as men are. And we cannot, in 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the situation for women was different than it is today. And it's going to continue growing, and it's going to continue developing and becoming more, we're going to be more participated and integrated in the space, but we have to show more interest as well. And it's not about how many women there are in the space. It is how many women with that can provide value to the community. I don't care the number. I care, what are you providing to the community? Are you teaching? Are you a developer? Are you communicating? I don't know. What can you offer? It's not just like having women just to have women. That is my perspective. I understand both sides, and we have to be we have to have a lot of empathy and be super communicate in a very mature and with a lot of perspective, and see why the many reasons why we don't have many women in the crypto space. But it's not just a men's fault. I think there are not that many women interested in technology also, and many other things.
It's funny because I was on Twitter, and there's a few accounts I follow. And I remember this one tweet, I'll never forget it. It was from a girl in crypto. I can't remember her name, honestly, but it said something along the lines of, she had thousands of followers, like literally thousands. And her tweet was like, I wish people would like more my tweets about crypto and stuff like that, as much as what I ate today for breakfast or my selfie. And it was funny. She was a pretty girl, so she did get a lot of views and followers. But I think that in the beginning, women were complaining that there weren't women in there, and so were men, actually, that there weren't enough women in crypto. And then suddenly there was an abundance of women in crypto, from what I see from Twitter, but people are taking them seriously. But do you think that's their fault or the people's fault? Because obviously, if you're good at something, if you shine at something, looks and everything will,
I think, of course, there are a lot of standards in society that we have to break. For example, in my YouTube channel in Spanish, in Latin America, women can be a little bit more discriminated than in first world countries. For example, as in Sweden. Oh my God, in Sweden, Germany, women are, it's incredible, the cultural difference there. So I lived in Germany. I saw that. I'm from Argentina. I know how it works here. So, but going to your point, it's all about, for example, let them judge you. I'm going to let these men, let's be honest, 98% of the audience is male.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'm going to let them judge me. But in the end, if you're here to stay, they will see the added value that I'm bringing to the community. They will see if I am good or if I am not good, or if I am becoming good. And I let them judge me. I try not to let it emotionally affect me. Not at all. I know that it's going to happen. Especially in Latin America, let's talk about it. I have received a couple of comments. I cannot believe a blonde girl is talking about how Bitcoin works under the hood. And I'm like, un besito. See you in 10 years. See you in 10 years, and then we can talk about it. I mean, judge me. You can judge me. Everybody judges. And women are discriminated in that way. It's going to happen. Yes, going to continue happening. And I think we as women, what can we do? We can improve in many, many different ways. And you can show your skills. And with time, time speaks. But that's my answer.
Yeah, and people can be very toxic and aggressive on YouTube and platforms in general. I'll give a quick example. About 2 years ago, I was fighting cancer, and I decided to get onto YouTube. And I wrote 2 books on success and sales. I wanted to win time so that when I come back, when I survive, I wouldn't start from zero again, because obviously everything was going to be lost from what I was doing.
Wow.
And also to leave something behind in case I didn't come back. So that's what I did. And I went onto YouTube as well, giving people advice. And it was funny. People will actually, I had some people comment, because all my life I was going up and down. I owned nightclubs, I had businesses. And the truth is, I almost went bankrupt many times. And I was talking about success at a point where pre-cancer, I actually did very, very, very well. And still I had somebody come on, oh, he lost his nightclub, he did this, he lost this, he did that. And you could see me with no hair and eyebrows on, and you were still attacking. And I was like, wow, That's
Yeah.
what people are like. It's crazy.
Yes, haters are also a good sign. I think
Yeah.
there are so many different kind of human beings in this world, so I'm prepared to receive more of this. It's going to happen. It happened to every woman in any field in many different areas in the world that wants to be tech. In the tech world is a male dominated field, so I'm prepared to receive all the things. I let them judge me, and with times will speak. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm out of focus again. So I'm going to do a little, just try
Yeah.
something. Now I'm in focus again. Okay, there you go. So
Yeah.
I see. I was thinking, will that work? So what does
Perfect.
success mean to you, Catalina?
um Good question. Success. I was going to say progress equal happiness. As long as we are progressing towards who we want to become, that is success, and everyday success. But my definition of success is something that I learned from Tony Robbins many years ago. It's to have the resources and the ability to give and teach those resources and abilities to more people that are in need. Not only in need, but have the chispa to get it and put it into work, to
That's
build
nice.
legacy. And I'm not gonna lie, I want financial freedom, I want resources, choices, but the ability to teach other people more, like Tony does. He has the resources, the ability, together the best. And I think that is success. There are many different definitions of success. Success is the quality of your relationships, how happy you are in many different fields of life. But I think that is my definition of success that I've had for many years.
Nice. You mentioned a lot of Tony Robbins, Vaynerchuk, and so forth, and you mentioned reading earlier on. Do you read a lot?
I used to read, yes, I consume a lot of that kind of content, or I used to. I used to read, now I consume content more in video and audio. But yes, to be honest, no one, I talk about the chispa a lot because, for example, for me, it was not that someone in my family had a business background, entrepreneurial spirit. No, it was just me and my computer. I'm not gonna lie, it has been a very lonely journey. And it still is. Even in the crypto space, nobody taught me anything. It was just me and the books and the computer. And yeah.
Okay, and on that note, they say you need to fail in order to succeed. Have you failed, and how do you push through failure?
Um, Myself. I push myself. I have no one pushing me. I wish I had more friends. In the field, I'm just new, but I wish I had someone pushing me, but it's just me. I failed in the past. I don't see it as failure. I see it as the process that I had to go through in order to be here. And now, even if I fail, for example, this year at the beginning, I was like, oh my God, my videos about Bitcoin mining, they are not having any views because of the title and all the many different things, because I studied it during a bear market. Did I let it affect me? No, I'm here to stay for the long term. So as long as I have a strong vision of the potential of what I can do, I don't know what I'm going to do. The starting point for me is to become a communicator and an educator and share everything that I learn. And second step, I have many ideas that we'll see. But every day by myself, pushing forward.
Nice. Do you think anyone can succeed in life?
Yes, I do believe so. Of course, there are many factors that can affect or influence that. You have very poor people that do not have the resources, or maybe the internet connection. When we talk about very extreme situations, their opportunities are more limited. But then on the other hand, we have very rich people that have a lot of resources and connections and they don't use it.
Yeah.
So everybody can do it. And And for the people who do not have the resources and the internet connection, we have to help them, because I'm sure there is a Steve Jobs right there somewhere, or someone with the enough potential to do something, and we need to give the resources to those people. But yeah, I do think anyone can be successful.
Nice. But do you think anyone can be successful in crypto now?
I think now is too early to see who is going to be successful. Successful in which way?
In any way, from entrepreneurs to traders to anything.
That is a good question. What is successful in which way? As a communicator, educating, or building something amazing to create jobs, or it depends. I think anybody can be successful in crypto, yes, as in any other industry. You just have to have the patience, do things right, do not do shortcuts that may affect your persona, to build credibility within the community. I think right now it's too early, and I haven't built anything to be talking in that way, but I think in the future we'll go backwards, connect the dot backwards, and see who was doing something valuable, why and how, and things will, in time again, will speak. But
yeah,
anyone can be successful, yes, in many different ways.
If they put their time, in other words, if they put their time in, and if they don't do anything stupid and put the work in, they can become successful. Whilst if they're trying to sell scams, they're not going to be, because that's
exactly. For you, a person that developed an ICO that was not going to bring any value, and they just did it for the money, and they made a lot of millions of dollars. For me, that is not success at all. Maybe for them, it is success, and now they are retired. That is not success for me.
Yeah, I'm all for fake it till you make it, as long as when you make it, you're not faking it anymore and you do what you promised. So you can move up, like, learn and teach at the same time. But when you actually make it, you got to justify that. I mean, that's just me, integrity and all that.
Absolutely.
What does it take to actually succeed in this field? What kind of mindset and, let's say, character do you think is needed?
Character. Again, patience. It's all about timing. We're not going to see this massive adoption, or starting to see this happening in 7-10 years, in my opinion. So a lot of patience, doing things with integrity, because the crypto space, the people who have been here for a long time now, it grew a lot. But I have met people who have been here for 5-6 years, and they know each other, and they know, and it's a very small world. So I think to be successful here, you have to have a lot of integrity, the vision, the right vision, and patience. And it depends on your skills and what you want to do. But yeah.
Okay, Catalina, you mentioned the mentors. How important are mentors in your life? Did you have any, and do you think they're vital for success?
Crucial. All my mentors, I have a couple personally that are friends of my family, successful people in many fields, that I approached them 5 years ago, and I said, I want to develop a relationship with him. But other than that, mentors are crucial. They, for example, for me, I'm not a technical person. To find the mentors and to get to know these tech people is crucial, as I did with Jimmy Song. I really want to meet Andreas Antonopoulos one day, and many other tech people in Argentina. We have very brilliant people here as well. And then from a technical point of view, and then from a business point of view, I still need to work on that, and I'm going after that as well. Absolutely. As I said, no one in my family, I don't have that influence in my inner space right now, so I have to go out and find it myself, and it's crucial. But you can,
Sorry?
You can have mentors in many different ways. You can have mentors with books and with consuming their content, and then you can meet them personally and develop a relationship with them, which is the ideal scenario for me.
Yeah, plus with books, you can get mentors that, you know, in the past, that are not around anymore, teaching you their experience, people that have gone. But you can read autobiographies, you can read about Genghis Khan, things that you may not know about. But
Yes,
for example, what drove them and understand them. Um,
I agree.
what does a typical day look like for you? Like, what do you do? Like, okay, you wake up in the morning.
The first thing that I do, that I have been doing for the last months, I work out. I want to get the workout done immediately. Otherwise, I'm during the day thinking about it all day. I try to work out, drink my lemon water. And then I just start. I try to do it in block times, right? Distractions are incredibly powerful for everybody nowadays, I think. So it's a struggle. It's an everyday struggle. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not perfect, but I try to do it in block times. Okay, 2 hours this, 2 hours this, and how many things that I'm working on. So, and I work from home. So I do it from my house, from mi casa.
Mi casa. That actually sounds like really good advice, doing like in blocks in general.
Block times.
Okay, so you have like 2 hours for, let's say, working out, then you have an hour or two for emails and so forth, and an hour and two for, I don't know, doing a video.
And
At night,
I
editing.
for studying, and I try to do reminders, post on social media, repost on social media. Technology should be helping us, but it's a constant progress, and you are adjusting it all the time, especially if you travel a lot. I've been traveling the last 2 months, and it's then you come back, then you have to develop those habits again, so to speak. Or, well, the ideal scenario is that you never stop applying them, no matter where you are. But with many things going on, it's difficult. So to give you an idea how it looks like. Nice.
Okay, so I think you touched on this before, but do you have any habits and morning rituals other than the gym?
Yes, I used to do this more often, but I think developing the feeling and the thinking of gratitude is something life-changing. And this is something that we hear all the time from many people, but successful people do that. And it's all about, like, the feeling of gratitude attracts everything. And to be honest, Paul, it's not that you have to be born in a third world country to develop this perspective. But as Gary also says, I'm from the ghetto. He says he lived in an apartment, in a studio apartment with his whole family, and the fact that he went through it, you never lose it. And for me, the fact that I'm from here, my family, we didn't have much at the beginning. I've worked in the favelas or the villas. I've seen it. I lived it. I talked to people on the streets. I love charity and connecting to the people. And I think it develops empathy, perspective. And that is something that I never lose. No matter, and I lived in Germany and I lived in first world countries, but then I come back here and I'm like, thank God that I'm from here, that I see this again. It's amazing. I think it made me who I am. It doesn't mean that you have to be born in this, but yeah. What was the question? I forgot the question. I forgot the question.
I actually grew up from a wealthy family. So I had what I wanted. I couldn't do what I want, but I had what I wanted. The loss of everything with the Greek crisis and a couple of times where I screwed up, to say it mildly, was a lot harder because I was used to a higher lifestyle. But I'm always grateful. I say thank you every day and every night for everything I have had and will have.
That is the ritual to build gratitude. That is something that I always try to do. And sometimes, when you force yourself to do it every morning, then it comes naturally to you. Of course, I believe in like positive thinking, talking, and then massive action, of course, combined with that. But yeah.
So habits become your character. When you do something
Sorry?
over and over, habits become your character. When you do something over and over again, it becomes you.
Yes. Yes, you're a reflection of not only the people you surround yourself with, but the other day but your habits and your block times. The other day, when we talk about the block times, there is another entrepreneur, Brendan Bouchard. He said, show me your block times and I'll tell you how successful you'll be in today's modern world.
That's nice.
And that impacted me so much because distractions and phones and calls and emails, you really have to become that in order to be effective and productive.
What about paradigms? Do you write down? Do you write down? No, so not paradigms. I'm sorry. Affirmations. Do you write down your affirmations? Do you believe in writing them down? And
I 100% believe in that. It puts me in the right vibration and mindset again. And that is also reminding myself of my vision every day. I do believe in that. And yesterday I rewrote them.
Nice.
Yesterday. Yes.
It takes time. It takes time to write them down. I had a life-changing event when I started writing mine down, to be honest. It becomes a reality. There's something magic about it. I'm not saying it just happens, but there's just something about it.
Absolutely. That's why, well, there is a reason why everybody keeps on saying that.
So what advice would you give people struggling right now? Because you mentioned a lot of charity. You mentioned a lot of helping people. Struggling people right now, what advice would you give them?
Struggling in any area?
Economically.
Economically, there is a way out. There is a way out. The information is out there for everybody. As I said before, the opportunities belongs to those whose minds can understand what their eyes can't. It's very abstract, and but there is a way out. Even no matter, this is what I tell to people in Latin America especially, I don't care your background, I don't care if you have an education, I don't care your society class, I don't care. There is a way out. You know that this is going to be the skills and knowledge for the future. Start studying now. And yes, there is a way out.
Okay, Catalina, I'm going to ask something difficult now. 3 questions you wish people asked you and you could ask.
3. Oh my God, that is a good one. I heard Luis, what is his name? Luis, he's successful right now. Asking another entrepreneur that, and that is the first time that I heard someone asking that. What do you wish someone asked you that you have never been asked before?
3 things. I'm making it even harder.
Okay, wait, I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
You have asked me so many things.
We can come back to the question if you want.
Okay, yeah, let me think.
All right.
Yes.
So I'll ask it at the end, but don't keep on thinking about it.
Okay.
Because, okay.
Yes.
Here's a good one. How about, what advice would you give to hodlers that got wrecked? And I'm going a little bit into crypto now.
Hodlers? Oh, many things. Okay. First of all, I would ask them, how, from 1 to 10, how much do you know about Bitcoin? Let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's say that they are hodling Bitcoin. How much do you know? How much do you understand the background and how the different technologies to work in order to achieve decentralization? How much do you know about that? How much do you know about the many different factors that you have to take into consideration every day to develop a daily macro perspective to analyze the market? Why? Because the news, technical analysis, speculation are just 2 micro factors that, in my opinion, you have to take into consideration every day to have a macro perspective and see what is going on. News are highly manipulated. Technical analysis is just one thing that you have to know or see in order to see what's going on, or where is the market cycle going next, right? But the stronger your fundamentals, the stronger your vision. the stronger your fundamentals, the stronger your ability to understand the differences, how Bitcoin works and how the other cryptocurrencies work, the stronger your vision. That is my advice.
So basically, but somebody that lost, let's say 70% or 75% of their money, what advice would you give them? The same advice?
I would say, congratulations for being here watching this video. Still, I would say that money is a highly emotional topic, that we need to understand how money works. We need to keep it, we need to make money, keep it, and we have to build a relationship with money, right? And that is something that I'm trying to do and also learn. I'm not an expert at all the things that I'm saying. I'm something that I'm doing. It's highly emotional. So first of all, congratulations, because that means you had a negative experience, but you did not let that affect you to say, I'm going to deny what happened to me and I'm not going to see a Bitcoin video anymore. So that means that you have the chispa. You're here to stay, right? And then I would say, this is what happened to you. Maybe you can wait, hodl. Maybe we'll see what is going to happen in the next bull market. Realize learn when exactly you enter the market. Was it at an euphoria point last year, 20,000, 15,000, December last year, or was it right after at 8,000 and now we're at 6,000? Study the fundamentals to see the long-term vision, and don't let it affect you. We all have had that experience at one point in our lives. So don't let it affect you emotionally. Congratulations for being here. Let's keep on learning, learn the fundamentals, and learn when you enter the market and when you need to be in order to be a break even or even to sell and have a little bit of profit again in the future.
Nice. Very nice. I would just like to add here something one of my mentors told me.
Yes.
Success is born from inspiration or devastation. It's usually the second.
It is.
So where do you think cryptocurrency and blockchain is going? Where do you think it's moving to?
Good question. It's very hard to say, and I've heard many people in the tech space saying the same thing. It's very hard to say exactly where we're going to be in 3-5 years, but it's very nice to see how the market is maturing. One of the things that I said in my previous video is to see what all the experts that have been here for 6 years, they say with a bear market, it's like a spring cleanse. We clean the people who were here to make short-term money, and who is here to stay in the long term. And you have to repeat me the question. I forgot.
Where do you think crypto is going? Where do you think the blockchain is going?
So it's maturing a lot. We have seen the euphoria point, a correction between 70 and 90% right now in the market. Now we are waiting for certain things to happen in terms of regulation and external factors that can affect the market to go in a bull market again, but it's going to take time. Technology needs to evolve a lot. We need more liquidity. We need more evolution in the technology. We have to solve many scalability issues in terms of technology, and we need the regulations factors to develop in order to move on to the next stages of the crypto market, in my opinion. So we're just in a patient stage. Where I see it going, that is what is going to happen next. After that, I don't know. We don't know if new technologies are coming, new complementary technologies are coming to solve this problem, or to say, this is not good anymore, here's what I have and it's amazing. Very hard to do, highly unlikely from our perspective right now, but who knows? Maybe another Satoshi comes and say, hey, you guys, forget everything.
It was a joke.
It was a joke. Here's the truth. No, it's very hard. And from a perspective right now, we don't know. It's so uncertain.
It's true, and it's funny. A lot of people like to hate a lot of people they don't like, but some truth comes to a lot from a lot of experts and a lot of people that are successful in their lives. And I know I'm swaying a little bit off, but I have a reason. For example, a lot of people were attacking Tai Lopez for getting into Bitcoin, but what they did not realize is that this guy is successful and experienced, and he may have something, a golden nugget in what he says. And he actually said, and this was right before the bear market, if people ask me if it's too late to get into Bitcoin, and he said, I don't think so, but it may be too early. And people didn't really catch on to that, which is something that, and even
Yeah, it is early.
Tone Vays, he was telling about the bear market, and people hated him for it because they were so bullish. But people need to open up and see both sides of the story, because guess what? Tone was right. And so
Absolutely.
so was Ty.
Yes, and as I said before, many different factors to have in consideration on a daily basis, to have a macro perspective every day and be objective. And I agree.
Nice. Where do you think our attention should be focused right now?
In education.
Nice, beautiful answer, actually.
Education about the fundamentals of an open blockchain, meaning the blockchain of Bitcoin. First, that is the starting point. No, excuse me, the starting point for people is to understand why, because let me tell you something, why the financial system that we have in place is highly centralized and corrupted. Even in Argentina, where it is a disaster, hyperinflation, our way out is the dollar. We have Argentinian pesos. We buy dollars. That is our way out. People have no idea that the dollar is going to be devaluated. People have no idea that the Federal Reserve of the United States keeps on printing money and the debt continues to grow. They have no idea how that works. And it's unbelievable. Money should be one of the first things that humans should study.
Yeah.
But it's not in our subconscious minds. It's not in our house education, in the values. Because no, money can be perceived in many, many negative ways. Why? So that is a starting point. That is a starting point, because when you realize that, and it's a highly emotional topic, you said it wasn't until you lost your things that you went out and started to do something, because emotionally we are, as humans, we're affected by it, and we have the need to go to build something to have food, right?
Well, I started studying finance more when I lost my money.
What's that?
I started studying finance more, how money works and what it is.
Excellent, but that is a starting point. Understand that people have no idea how it works, even in Argentina. Let me tell you, I don't know about Venezuela. That is another extreme. After Venezuela comes Argentina. They don't know. Do they care? I don't think so. I don't see my friends from college to be interested in the topic when they ask me and I tell them a little bit about it. They don't go in the weekend and see videos about it. No, people don't care. So that is the starting point. But to answer your question, education is the fun.
Nice. And we might get back to that on at least finance. I'm going to make a note, depending on how much time we have. Why do you think crypto is succeeding in general? And is it succeeding?
Why? Because of the potential it has to disrupt. This is what people say, to disrupt and decentralize many aspects of society in the following years. And that is something that, now that I have studied the fundamentals and know how we achieve decentralization in Bitcoin, achieving decentralization is something really hard to do. I am quoting Jimmy Song here. It's really hard to do, and Andreas. So the reason why is because it's a new market, it's a new way of money without having trust required in the middle. And this is going to allow to digitalize many assets. It doesn't mean that it has to be everything decentralized, but it's going to be the digitalization of different aspects of society. And when we talk about decentralization, that is a specific and special topic to talk about, because many people think that everything is going to be decentralized. It's really hard to do. It's really, from a technical and technological point of view, it's really hard to do. So we're not there yet. Maybe that is why people perceive it as has a lot of potential. Yes, maybe in the following years. Right now it's really hard to do, and it's this technology and this market is going to digitalize at many aspects. That's why it has a lot of potential, in my opinion.
Yeah, plus I think that, and this is just my opinion as well, just like a lot of people do channels and have Lamborghinis and Ferraris in the background, and that attracts you initially, over time, that attraction can become into education. A seldom few, of course, but I think the attraction of making money brings people in, and some people see further than that, and that's how they continue on a more long perspective and technical.
Okay,
let's say.
A percentage of those people see the potential.
Yeah.
The other percentage,
But there's the same thing in every industry, no?
Yes, especially at the beginning. The hype, the speculation is normal. It's part of the game. It's part of the process.
Yeah.
As I said at the beginning, the guy who has a Lambo picture or creating an ICO, trying to sell nothing, pretty much, and made millions of dollars in the long term, well, you ask yourself whether you have a good image or not in the space.
Yeah.
Or credibility within people.
Of course, 10% of people are sociopaths and they don't care, but that's a different story.
It's part of the game also. Yeah.
I mean, you realize that maybe even 10% to 30%, I can't remember the numbers, but realize that every 10 people you know, there's 1 to 3 people that are sociopaths that you don't know. It's crazy.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And that explains a lot of things that happen to you. You know, why could he do this to me? Because he's a sociopath. It's very
wow.
Yeah. So is there any advice you'd like to give people watching you right now?
Study.
I think you gave it, but...
especially the people in crypto. Follow my YouTube channel. If you speak Spanish mainly, you have more videos in English coming up. Everything that I'm going to be learning in the following years, I'm going to teach it to you. I'm going to explain to you why I'm learning what I'm learning, why you need that to increase your perspective, and who I am learning that from, and trying to also network and bring the best tech people and business people to my channel.
And I'm going to add all your links, your YouTube links, and where people can find you in the description below for anybody.
Thank you.
I really think people should go and subscribe, and I will actually suggest your channel to a lot of people in general, because I really like what
Thank you.
But back to the final question that you were stuck. What do you wish people, that's all folks. Okay, what do you wish people would ask you and they don't? And so you can answer.
I don't know. Yeah, I think you haven't asked me, but
an important question where you wish people asked, but they didn't.
How many or who were the people or the factors that influenced you during your life, or the feedback that you have had from people that made you who you are? Or why do you think you are who you are right now? That is a good one. Why do you think?
So why do you think you are who you are, and who are the people that influence? So why do you think you are who you are right now, and who are the people who influenced you in your life?
First person in my life that has always supported me and influenced me till a certain level is my dad. All the time, no matter. I think he, after myself, the second person that believes the most in me is my dad. He has always encouraged me since I was a little girl to learn English, to travel. That was the way out, education. And then many different factors. I think there are people that have or develop the chispa and have the inner force to go and search for something more. That is something that I know that I have. I don't know why. and the fact that I am born in a third world country, and the fact that I had the opportunity and the blessing to travel the world and see different perspectives, many different factors, and the content and the mentors that I've had made me who I am. Also the charity work, many different factors and people. That is something very nice to ask someone, I think. Why do you think you are who you are right now? And what do you think you have to, what it takes to do it? Or I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know.
Catalina, thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for the interview. Is there anything else
Thank
you would
you.
like to add before we wrap up?
No, thank you, Paul, for inviting me. I really appreciate you also believing in me, and the people who are here to stay. I see you in 5 or 10 years, anywhere in the world, in any conference.
Thank you, Catalina, and thank you guys for watching. You can check out Catalina's stuff, her media, her YouTube channel. I'll leave the links below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification button Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Until next time, keep succeeding.